Yeah, a few of them just swap shirts about that. That's really cool. Oh yeah, that's you managed it. Oh, you played it. Oh yeah, you're the goalkeeper. Yeah, yeah. Oh, two kids. Oh, hit this. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the young boys. Yeah, yeah. It's still playing though, bro. It's good. It was about winning boy music. So, yeah. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. All right, good thing. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'm about Can you no wait? Wait, can you see me? Where? No, man, I'm talking to the next brother on the side. How can you see me? I'm talking to the brother on the side. How can you see me? Yeah, you want me to be? Yeah. Amar bhai, you alright, Amar bhai? Amar bhai.
Honest, lose the headband.
Coming down to the game. Yeah, come. Thank you.
Behind the street. Oh, it's 1 minute behind the street. What, dude? Dude, my fingers crossed. What was that last year? 2 seconds behind it. These are not covered. Oh. Come on, Khaled, lift them knees, son. Lift them knees, Khaled. Yes. I can't lift my leg. This is 18 kids, yeah? 3 teams. I'm gonna wait that program.
I want to play that.
That's all right. Take your 5.
I'm injured.
I don't know how to fight. I'm waiting for that one to kill.
I played my race.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. FA Sunday Cup first round action today between Baddoo and AC Milano. It's quite a cloudy, bit chilly day in Essex for this one. But fingers crossed we get a really entertaining game of football. Alongside me on commentary duties is Zach and Nani. Zach, you excited for this one?
I am. Good afternoon, Lewis. Good afternoon, everyone. Both teams quite successful in recent years. Hopefully we'll see a few goals. Let that ball zip along the 3G pitch. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about this game being called off, do we? On that 3G here at Parslow's Park Hub, just off of Parslow's Avenue. And as you say, both these sides having a lot of success last season. Milano doing the quadruple, winning the league, being promoted to the following division, and it's been a tough start for them so far in the league. Played 4 league games, drawn 1, lost 3. They're hoping to get under winning ways in the FA Sunday Cup. Baddoo is in front of them. They've drawn 1 game so far this season in a thrilling 4-all draw. They came from 3-1 behind at half-time to draw that game 4-4. There they are in their black and pink strip. There's a few players to keep an eye out for. Zach, any names in particular from either of these sides that you're excited to see potentially?
Well, originally there was AC Milano's, was it Lombardi, I think it was, but he's not playing today. So there's also Zaim Hussein at Baddoo FC, who's I think he scored recently. Hopefully see some good performances.
Yeah, we anticipate an entertaining game of football. As I say, Baddoo, who have only played 1 league game so far, versus Azteca. If it's anything like that game, we're going to be guaranteed goals. Of course, this has gone national, hasn't it? Already 6 games. There's 6 games being played today in the FA Sunday Cup.
We'd love another 8-goal thriller, wouldn't we?
Oh, that would be an absolute treat for us, Zach. Lots for us to get our teeth into. Quick change of sides, though, before we get underway. Guffobi there. Number 58 for Baddoo, the captain of the side. Let's quickly run you through that Baddoo team. Then Owusu starts in goal. Green is at the back with Ade, Guffobi and Akin Kabi. Kwam is starting. We suspect in midfield. Adaboy Bunza is another one to look out for. Olajeju. Adijacom, who is just at the near of your picture. And Sami Angerin is the man that does lead the line. As for AC Milano, Afzal starts in goal. Zakarez, Kothia, Bibban and Kankara we suspect will be at the back. Hassan Mohammed, we imagine, will be in midfield. Kelly, and the man we mentioned earlier, Zaim Hussein, loves a goal. Got a goal in their previous fixture in a cup competition when they won against Woodford Town 4-2. Broadley was also on the score sheet. The number 20 who does start, Butkus is also in there, and Baddoo as well. On the bench for AC Milano, they do have Francis Riley, who did also score in that 4-2 win away from home against Woodford Town. And we know AC Milano do have a lot of cup success, as we talked about the quadruple that they were able to win last season. They're going national now. Do you reckon that previous experience from last season will play into today, Zach?
Oh, it has to. Look, players always learn from their previous campaigns. Having that experience, playing in bigger competitions, bigger levels, has to carry over.
They dominated Division 1 last season in the Essex Sunday Corinthian League. They won with a 14-point margin to second place, which is even more impressive when you consider that there's only a 14-game season. As for Baddoo, they finished third last season, winning 11 games in the process in the league. Certainly a side that Milano know are going to be tough. It'll be Milano to get us underway then, in their white strip. It does look like the rain has started to proper come down as Milano get us underway.
I wonder if that change of sides had anything to do with some wind out there today.
I suspect so. It's certainly going to have some sort of influence, you'd suspect, the weather in this one. Down the line now for Baddoo to get involved, and here come Milano with their first attack of the game, and that's a promising ball in behind, and just for a moment therefore the keeper was going to commit a foul, and Milano nearly with the perfect start to the game. But a fantastic piece of defending on the line, and Baddoo breathe a huge sigh of relief 30 seconds in.
Some great football as well, no long balls just yet. Great passing sequence there. And as you say, good clearance off the line.
It was Owusu who came out and he didn't take ball, he didn't take man in the end. Milano did well to knock it back in towards that penalty area, but Baddoo there. Just for a moment that looked like that was going to be 1-0 to Milano. Afsal was there too. Come and collect that one, but I think a free kick has been given. A few complaints from the men in white, but it does give Baddoo the opportunity to clip one in towards that penalty area, and Gaffobi is showing no sign of slowing down and making his way into there.
Quite a bit of height in this Baddoo side as well. See if they can put a long ball in.
A set piece could be something that Milano will have to be very much aware of as this game goes on. Best of balls in towards that penalty area, and it's leading towards a Milano counter-attack. Going to keep possession instead though, out on this right-hand side with Zakaraz with his headband on. Audacious ball over the top there from Baddoo, and our first long ball of the game, Zach. I imagine that's to do with the wind as well. It will certainly hold things up here potentially, or proper run things through.
It will, and you mentioned Baddoo there. He's had a bright start. He was involved in that build-up before the clearance off the line. Nice little shimmy around his defender there, and nearly a good long ball through.
He's looking like a bit of a threat out on that right-hand side at the moment for the men in white. Baddoo, who did make it all the way to the final of the Albert Davies Cup last season. They lost to City East, who really seemed to dominate across the cup competitions last year.
Milano as well, quite a bit of cup experience, as they won 3 last year, I think it was. 3 separate cups.
Just sets up a tight affair, doesn't it? Now it's played in towards Broadley. And there is a free kick in there for Baddoo to regroup. The rain has started to pelt down as we are in the thick of autumn now. These types of conditions are what we're going to have to get used to, unfortunately, when we get to around cup final eras when the sun comes back out. But up until then, we have to endure a nice bit of rain.
Tell you what, the attackers will love that. Maybe some, no, it's not on grass, but maybe some slips from some defenders there. See if the ball fizzes around a bit more too. Might skid. Just an extra thing for defenders to deal with.
And Anything to cause a little bit more of a problem for defenders. Certainly attackers will welcome. That's gone out for a Baddoo throw on this left-hand side with Akinkabi to get us back underway. There is Owusu. Took a real risk, didn't he, in the opening 30 seconds to try and claim the ball. He came a long way out of his goal. Didn't claim it in the end, but Baddoo were able to get away with it. There's a handball in there just on the halfway line, and Milano looking to try and get this moving quickly. They found it with Baddoo, and this is promising here for AC Milano. Well, it's a fantastic save there for Owusu to parry that, not only away, but proper away from goal as well. Good goalkeeping.
Might be a bit more tricky to play out from the back today. That might be just an example of a few different mistakes that could happen, especially in these conditions. It's always good to see teams being a bit more brave, a bit more confident in trying those things instead of just going long, as we're probably more used to at this level.
Maybe that 3G certainly does help things here, Zach. That ball, as you said earlier, will skip around a little bit nicely. There's a wrist there, and Baddoo going in a little bit too aggressively for the official out on that far side. Akinkabi, who is complaining, starting in left back today. It was a poor first touch initially from him. Baddoo. Against Akinkabi, and this looks like this is going to be a tasty battle between the two of them as this game continues. And opportunity here for Broadley to try and get the burners going, but couldn't quite reach that one. That's going to trickle out for a Baddoo goal kick. Coming up to the 7th minute, Baddoo 0, Milano 0. Best chance of the game falling for Milano. But a fantastic clearance off the line. So it keeps the scoreline at 0-0. Referee plays advantage in Baddoo's favour. Again, a little mistake at the back there. It's fallen towards Broadley, who can try and work it into a half-decent position. It is going to be a free kick for AC Milano in a really promising position here, Zach.
Really confident in their turnovers there, and it's led to a good opportunity. Played quickly, though.
They tried to get the shot in from distance. I'm quite surprised they played that one quickly. Baddoo seemed to be quite set up, and it was easy enough for them to defend. There is Kelly intervening, and he can try and move forward here on this left-hand side. Broadly now. The flag is up out on that far side.
Yeah, it did seem like a shooting opportunity there. Quite surprised he played that short, as you said.
Yeah, particularly trying to maybe test the Owusu in goal. He hasn't had to use his hands just yet. Kelly and the referee just having a little word between the two of them. Zaim Hussein is also there.
That's more like it. There's that long ball.
Trying to cause a little bit of a problem for that Milano defence, but they've dealt with it well, and they're moving forward on this left-hand side now with Hussein. Kelly lets this one run. To put that ball in towards that penalty area, but well dealt with by Baddoo. Milano reserves also doing relatively well in their league campaign too, currently top of Division 2. They need the first team to start improving in the league. They've had a decent start so far in this game. Kelly who intervenes, but does go down from the challenge from Bunza.
Did catch him quite late there. Surprised the foul's not been given.
Maybe that will be on the referee's notebook.
Interesting side are Milano. I think they're the oldest team in their league by about 25 years. Established in 1993, I saw. Unique for Sunday League.
Plenty of history for Milano. They made a lot of history last year, hoping to try and do the same in the FA Sunday Cup first round today. This is promising for Baddoo on this far right-hand side as they're moving forward with a nice bit of pace here. And it's going to be claimed in the end by Afzal in goal. Just tick past the 10th minute. Baddoo 0, Milano 0. Flag is up on that far side for a Baddoo free kick.
Linesman been very busy today.
Yeah, there's complaints there from Broadley. He felt he was onside, but it's just a couple of times so far, Zach, that he's just gone a little bit too early.
Yeah, maybe a bit too eager, a bit too keen to get in behind there. Not sure if he's wanting to go early, try and catch the defender out, but seems quite quick, so I'm not sure if he needs to take that extra step.
Yeah, to be honest, Baddoo aren't playing a particularly high line. That might be in his head, but there is still a lot of space for him to operate in behind. They're not playing super deep either, so food for thought for Broadley as the minutes tick by. It's going to be a Milano throw on that far left-hand side, right in front of the dugouts. Hassan Mohammed playing a lovely little reversal ball, and just for a moment there I thought that was going to leave for an opportunity for AC Milano. There is Kankara, the skipper for Milano. We're now starting to enjoy a nice spell of possession as this rain does start to pour down. Broadley tried to time his run a little bit better that time, but couldn't get in behind. Good goalkeeping there from Owusu.
I think before the game I might have expected Baddoo to sit a bit deeper, but they're not deep into that low block quite yet. They seem to be a bit higher up. Not exactly pressing, but don't want to give Milano too much space. You see there the midfielders coming in quite compact.
A couple of challenges flying in as well, and they're pretty happy to let a lot of things go there. We've got a breaking play just for a moment where the referee is wanting to have a little discussion with the dugouts, hearing something out on that touch line. There's an official out there as well, just making sure everything stays calm. We know the stakes that is on the game today. Of course, this is national competition. There's a lot of pressure riding on it for both these two sides. So stakes are certainly high, emotions potentially high as well. The referee's got the task of trying to keep the play on the field calm and keep what's happening just on that touchline calm as well. Two difficult tasks.
Never want to cross that line, but that is what we love about knockout football. Tension is high, Both teams giving 100%. Maybe it might go overboard a little, but for the most part, it makes the games all that much better.
It most certainly does. Kankara now. Baddoo trying to play that inside ball and just not working for the moment.
There's that slip. I think that surface might be getting a bit more hard to trust.
Yeah, certainly looking a little bit more difficult. Broadley tries to get himself in behind. It's going to be a free kick out on that far side for AC Milano. I think that's just a handball over there. And this is in a really, really promising position. And I think this time they will take their time over it. And I believe, Zach, here we are going to see our first yellow card of the game too.
Yeah, especially with, we keep mentioning the conditions, and free kicks in positions like this, the keeper's got the wind to think about, maybe some rain in his eyes, and not to mention the wall that's blocking his view. Definitely promising.
I imagine it will be at least a 4-man wall. I believe the right foot of Kelly is what stands over this one. I'm surprised, to be honest. It's in a position which would probably favour a left footer. Maybe Baddoo would be one that would fancy standing over this, but Kelly initially has come over to it.
Makes you think he'll put that in-swinging cross in, if it is him that takes it.
Hussein has made his way over as well, but Kelly looks to be the favourite over this one. It is a 4-man wall. And it is going to be Kelly that can have a go from all of 20 yards max. It's Kelly from Milano who knocks it on towards the edge of the box, but that one is easily dealt with from Baddoo, and a really poor free kick in the end for AC Milano's viewpoint. Here come Baddoo then on the counter-attack, but that's some fantastic work, winning that ball back by Baddoo.
I just think Neri needs to put it in the box. If you're not going to have a shot, get it in there. Get it in the mixer. Seemed a bit of a waste to line up a shot in front of all those bodies that you've put in there.
He's in a really promising position too. I could maybe understand that if it was about 10-15 yards further out, but given how close it was in, it was a good opportunity. Here is Baddoo trying to create another opportunity, but it's a decent interception, but Baddoo can't quite keep hold of the ball. Kelly once again trying to find some room out on that right-hand side is Baddoo. Whips it in with that right foot of his all the way towards the far post. And it's good hounding over there on that left-hand side.
I was going to say, chased down really well. See a lot of players who'd probably let that run. Fantastic challenge there.
A strong challenge, and it has led to Baddoo able to go through the gears with Adijacum, but he just couldn't quite work it past Zakaraz, but it does give an opportunity for Baddoo to get themselves up the field and work it in towards Milano's defensive third.
Really good defending there from Zakaraz. Got really close, didn't let the attacker control that situation there like he'd want to in a 1v1. Didn't let him pick up much pace. Shut him down quickly. Did well.
Yeah, he started well, hasn't he, on that right-hand side.
Got a lot of space to cover as well, with Baddoo getting forward quite a bit. He's done well, as you say.
Putting that one back for a Baddoo free kick. Kwon with his white boots is near it, but I think Olateju might take it. Kwon takes over instead, actually. Again, Zakaraz has some defensive work to do, and he's just ushered Bunzer out of play. The spin is just causing a little bit of a problem there from Baddoo's ball, and he's tried another little reversal ball out towards that left-hand side. Eyes towards the official on this far right-hand side. Not going to be given. And Hussein tries to roll one in behind, but it's good defending there by Baddoo, who after the first 30 seconds have defended relatively well so far. And they're moving forward through the centre as well. Past Zakaraz, and this is a chance here for Baddoo, and it goes down from the challenge. Eyes towards the referee. I think that was just on the edge of the box there, Zach. It's very, very close.
It is. I was going to say it was good defending again, but there seemed to be two on him, and they just went a bit too far, a bit too aggressive. I think they pulled his shirt back a little bit there. And very promising position for a free kick. Let's hope he shoots from here. Yellow card given as well. Not too sure about that one.
Yeah, I mean, there was a long discussion, wasn't there, between the referee and Kankara, who picks up the yellow card. I was thinking that could possibly be a red card because it looked like that he were in behind. They do have a set piece though from, let's say, around 22 yards out in a really, really, really good position. Afzel's got to organise his wall because standing over it already, Olateju is potentially fancying this one.
Fantastic bit of skill from the striker there, flicking it over the defender's head. Nearly through on goal, as you say. But this seems to be a good chance here they can capitalise on. Keeper, again, can't see too much with one of the Baddoo players in that wall.
It's close in. Keeper's side potentially could be favourable for Olateju. On that right foot of his to give Baddoo the lead potentially in the 22nd minute of this game. Olateju up and over the wall, but over the bar as well. Not the greatest of free kicks, didn't have much pace on it either.
Interesting he's gone for that more curved attempt, because I think it was Michael Adeboye who was standing in the wall. Thought he'd try and aim for that gap with the man in the wall ducking out the way, and but no, it's interesting attempt.
The greatest of efforts. We said very early doors, didn't we, that we thought set pieces could potentially be what breaks the deadlock in this game. From what we've seen so far, we might have to eat our words, but maybe one of these two sides can prove us wrong. Here is Kankara, who has to be careful for the remainder of this game, already on a yellow card.
I think from both sides, not sitting too deep. We've not seen many of those crossing opportunities where you can just get as many men in the box as possible. But as the game progresses, I'm sure one side will sit back a little.
I do apologise just for a moment, as of course there is a real lot of rain that's happening across this game. We're hoping that the lens won't get affected too much. We can see what is happening here with the Baddoo corner as that one is whipped in towards that penalty area. It's a decent header away. Oh, coming steaming over there was Zaim Hussein, and he had to be careful just for a moment there, Zach, because if he got that challenge wrong, that could have been a Baddoo penalty.
Could have been a dangerous one as well. He does come in a foot relatively high, but does win it back. Nice to see the referee letting the game go on a little bit, because it has been a bit stop-start in the first bit of the game.
Minutes or so to go of this first half in the FA Sunday Cup first round. Baddoo 0, Milano 0. Trying to get involved there was Semi Angerin, who seems to be getting a little bit more frustrated as this game goes on. That's a fantastic challenge in the middle.
Also looks now as though Baddoo has gone out to that left-hand side, and Mel Butkus has come onto the right. See if he can offer something else. Here he is. It's
a good spot there, Zach. Little change in shape, giving the wingers a different option on each flank. Shot comes in from distance there from Baddoo, and just for a moment, Afzal makes the save. Not in the most convincing of fashions, but he makes the save.
I think on any other day you'd say that was an interesting decision to shoot, to say the least. But again, when conditions are like this, it's always good to test the keeper. Mistakes can happen.
Yeah, that goes back to the set pieces as well, which is why I'm quite surprised, particularly with the Milano one where Kelly was standing over it. How to go for a goal when you're that close in and on conditions like today? Why not have a little go? That's a good turn in the middle of the park there by Hussein, but he can't quite pick the pass out. It's going to be a Baddoo throw out on that far right-hand side.
It's that playing up from the back again. Not many options for him. He's had to take his man on.
Doing pretty well indeed to make up that ground, but couldn't quite pick out a pass, could Akin Kabi.
Confident press as well there from Milano to go man for man there. Worked quite well following their runners into the midfield.
Yeah, took a bit of a risk maybe doing that, but it worked nevertheless. Kelly trying to get involved once again, striding forward on that left-hand side. Baddoo is in front of him, keen to try and get on an underlapping ball. Can't quite find it towards him, and it is going to be a Baddoo thrown out on that right-hand side. We've just played over half of this first half so far. Zach, any players on the pitch that is particularly impressing you so far? Baddoo looks like he's been involved quite a bit, but anybody else that's really caught your eye?
As we mentioned before, there was Zakaras at right back. He's contained their left winger and their striker really well. Baddoo on that left-hand side. I'm interested he's gone out there because I did think he was quite good coming in from that right wing. But I would also say Tope Olateju in the midfield for Baddoo has been quite a presence. Winning a lot of duels.
The number 10, who does seem very keen to try and get involved. There he is now, trying to find the pass, but he does get on this second ball. That's going to bounce a little awkwardly, and it is getting a bit awkward, but Afzal eventually does recover.
Don't think we can blame that one on the conditions. Seems to be a bit of a lack of communication there.
Wasn't there? I thought Zakaras has done so well so far in this game, but him and Afzal having a little heart-in-mouth moment. Afzal knocks this one longer. Zakaras. Butkus keeps it in play.
Fantastic hold-up play and use of his body from the midfielder there.
Adeboy did excellent there, and he rolled it through towards Sami Angerin, who was brought down by Bibben. And I think this could be the second yellow card for Milano. And it could result in both centre-halves being cautioned in the opening half an hour of this game, which is certainly going to be a problem as this game does continue. Bibben and Kankara now both yellow-carded.
Yeah, that's quite worrying because we mentioned before already with the conditions there being a lot for the centre-backs to worry about and the defenders. Now, having yellow cards to your name is just that one extra thing. If during this game a tactical foul is needed, they're not going to be able to commit that. But this is a very promising free kick, a bit further out, which might work for them. Bit tough when it's on the edge of the box to get that dip on it sometimes.
A little bit more distance for Olateju could be really helpful for him if he's able to get his effort on target, but he's launched that one over the goal.
Just think sometimes you need to sort of drill it towards the target rather than always necessarily having to find that top corner. Again, keepers can make mistakes, and you can't force a keeper mistake if you're not hitting the target in the first place.
Baddoo looking to try and move forward on this right-hand side. They rode the Milano storm that was coming towards them for a good 10-15 minutes prior, but now Baddoo are building their way into this game, and they've got their first corner of the game as well on this far left-hand side.
Had a good cross in last time they had one. Keeper didn't seem to claim it. So let's see if they can get it in that danger area this time.
Yeah, you are correct, actually. Second corner of the game. Second or third. A few corners they've had so far. See if they can create the first goal of the game. As this one's put in towards that near post. It's not the best of deliveries, is it?
No, you see a lot in football trying to beat that first man because I think it's a very threatening area, that front post. That's why people aim for it so much. But then again, you do see them hit that first man quite a lot, which can frustrate fans. But when it does just clear that first man, it often leads to goals.
Talking about the set pieces being a key aspect potentially. I haven't seen too much in open play. It's been a bit of a stop-start kind of game so far. Hassan Mohammed over this free kick, playing out towards this right-hand side where Butkus has a bit of space. Puts it across the edge of the penalty area, and I'm surprised Baddoo left that one.
Seemed to know that that player was behind him because the angle was a bit tight for that shot. So I think it wasn't necessarily a bad decision to let it run, but it didn't quite pay off.
He's been a player that's been heavily involved so far in this first half, and Butkus is getting a little bit more success on this right-hand side as well now.
Confidence as well, such a big thing in football. See a lot of good players who they have that natural talent, that technical ability, but they don't want to show it. But this game, Baddoo has been showing that confidence, that willingness to make a mistake sometimes, and that's always a good thing because when it pays off, that's when you see some big moments in football.
A free kick for Baddoo now, and quite a cheap yellow card picked up too. And I said this game was getting a bit stop-start. It's getting even more so now with the number of free kicks we've had so far in this first half. But there's a mistake at the back, and Butkus can now move forward on this right-hand side, trying to roll that one in behind. He couldn't quite pick up the pass towards Broadley, but that was a really good opportunity there.
It would be easy to comment on that final ball, which might not have been the best, but to win that ball back there was fantastic. Really read the situation well, and that's what you need in your attackers. Defending is a job for the entire team.
Yeah, pressing from the front is what Milano have done a lot in this game, but they've got some more defensive work to do here as Baddoo get another corner. Now out on this right-hand side. Opportunity for Kwam to move forward, and the men from the back, including Gafobi, the captain. Just need to try and get one of these right. Ade is also making a bit of a nuisance of himself towards that far post. It's whipped in towards that penalty area near Ade, but that one is cleared well by Milano momentarily. Going down from the challenge was Edin Jokum, and to be honest, I don't think there was anything massively in it. And actually, he's been yellow carded for simulation. We don't see that too often at this level.
No, big fan of that from the referee. But it was a very nice step over and run down that right-hand side. Shame he couldn't quite get to that heavy touch of his to whip that ball in. But on that corner, that was the first out-swinging one they've had. Their striker seemed a bit surprised how far it did come out. They seemed to be backtracking a little bit.
And Broadley's working his way in towards a good area. There is Kelly, now with Baddoo. Trying to create some room for the shot, but it's a good save by Owusu. And one of the first times in this first half, a decent little opening for AC Milano.
Despite that first touch that bounced a little bit, Baddoo did really well there to get the shot off in the end on his left foot, forcing the save.
We go short with the corner. Baddoo, loads of time to pick that one in towards that penalty area, and they're complaining for a corner are AC Milano, but it is going to be a goal kick to Baddoo. That looked like that was going to be slightly promising from the short ball. Baddoo had loads of time out on that far left-hand side.
Playing out from the back yet again under a lot of pressure, but doing it quite well. Some good hold-up play there from the striker.
They do like to take that risk, don't they, Baddoo? Trying to play out from the back. Here is Butkus. Kelly. Because again. Broadly. Never really set himself, trying to lash one towards goal. Some complaints once again towards Akinkabi's on that left-hand side. It was a tough task ahead of him, doesn't he, Zach, when trying to play out from the back?
Yeah, they've been doing it relatively confidently so far, but the issue seems to be that their front three aren't dropping in deep enough to come and collect that ball, because it gets out from the defenders into the midfielders who, if they then have the space to turn, don't have many options.
No, it's an excellent point. That gap between the midfield and the attack may be a little bit too big at the moment. Desperate to try and get everybody involved are Baddoo.
Yeah, they seem to be trying to stretch that Milano defence, but it is leaving a lot of space. A lot of space for transitions, which is always a good thing for the neutral. More great defending there.
Excellent defending, isn't it, by Zakaras, dealing with Bunza well. Milano can try and move forward on this right-hand side with Butkus. Dribbling nicely. Kelly. That's given away there by Hassan Mohammed, who seemed frustrated with himself. Kankara tries to keep that one in play, but it is going to be a Baddoo throw on out on this far left-hand side. If you're one of the coaches, Zach, how do you think the attackers should try and operate in this game to try and break the deadlock?
Well, it depends which team and how you're trying to play, really. I don't think the Baddoo attackers are getting in behind enough if they do want to play on that last man. The long ball seems to be coming in, but it's really easily dealt with by the defence. And as for Milano, I think they're doing quite well. Wingers really confident on the ball, confident on cutting inside quite a lot. Maybe the fullback's not overlapping as much as you'd like. But again, really confident.
Final little bit of end product to try and open the scoring in this game. And Butkus is trying to find it here from the ball from Broadley, but it's well intervened. And Akinkabi now can try and play out from the back. Does well. And that's a nice switch of play. But once again, completely agree with what you said earlier, Zach. That gap between the midfield and the front line. There's a huge 40-yard gap in there, and there's so much space for someone to potentially operate in for Baddoo, but no one picking up the ball potentially in a pocket of space, giving themselves time and room to turn. and drive at that Milano defence.
Absolutely. And when you have those two strikers both playing on the last man, it leaves that space. Ideally, you'd want one doing it, maybe hold up the play a little bit, and the other one dropping into that gap, providing an out ball for the midfielders.
The alternative is to absolutely sprint at the Milano backline, which is what Akinkawi tried to do there. He's got to do a little bit of jogging back now, though, because here is Mohamed in towards Kelly once again. Baddoo.
Kelly has been absolutely everywhere. Dribbling over to that left-hand side there. I saw him collecting the ball at right back a couple minutes ago. Covering that ground fantastically.
Certainly looks like a versatile player, doesn't he? In the, well, I was going to say the centre of the park, but anywhere on the pitch. There he is again.
Really important to have those types of players who float around. A lot harder to mark. If you're dragging your marker everywhere around, they'll probably lose track of you at some point.
Mohamed trying to roll through Butkus in behind, but it's good goalkeeping there from Owusu, who gathers well.
Yeah, the two Milano players seeming to not be on the same wavelength there. Mel Butkus seemed to want to stay a bit wider, whereas the pass was asking him to kind of cross that left back.
Yeah, it's just been that final third pass so far in this game to try and get someone in behind with a clear and cut chance. Baddoo is trying to get himself in behind now, and this could be promising for AC Milano. Mohamed is on the edge of the penalty area, and it was cut out quite nicely. That's a clever ball there from Kankara. Here is Butkus now putting that one in towards the penalty area. Broadly tries to arrive, but it is going to be safely picked up in the end from Owusu.
And there's that overlap we were talking about earlier with Zakaras making that run this time. Gave Butkus that opportunity to only have one defender on him rather than two, and he put a good cross in the end. Maybe a bit behind the striker, but striker also did well to get his head on it.
They're thinking up relatively well, are Milano. And Baddoo were looking to try and do the same with that ball in behind, but it's good defending in the end from the team in white. And they've got an opportunity to drive forward here with Zaim Hussein in towards where Broadley, who gets a big shove for his troubles, and it is going to be a Baddoo free kick in the end.
Really liking the bravery from Milano because, as you mentioned at the start of the game, they've not had the best start to this season. Drawn 1, lost 3, I think it is. And it would be very easy to come into this cup game and not take those risks. Maybe sit off the ball a little bit against Baddoo, but no, Milano still wanting to play with the ball, still wanting to keep possession. Really good to see.
We're ticking along towards stoppage time of this first half in the FA Sunday Cup first round. Milano, who boasted a goal difference in the league last season of a +40. Baddoo, who scored 4 goals in their only game so far this season. We were hoping we'd be treated to some goals. We're hoping in the second half, or potentially in the dying stages of this first half, the deadlock can be broken. Butkus is looking to try and do it on that right-hand side. Great feet by the number 10 on there. Trying to roll through Broadley in behind, who goes down from the challenge. And now, once again from a set piece, and it is going to result in a yellow card, I imagine. This is in a really, really good position.
Really wild tackle there from the Baddoo player. Maybe a bit wide for a shot here, even if it is a in-swinging left footer. I'd really hope they put a cross in this time.
Put it inside the 6-yard box. Give the keeper something to work with. Ade is the man that picked up the yellow card. Kankara up from the back is standing over this one. And look how close it is towards being in the penalty area once again there, Zach. Super tight.
I think that's the third time today it's been right on that line. Might see a penalty sooner or later if it keeps going at this rate.
I anticipate we might see a sending off at some point. I think we've got 6 names in the book now. And we're only at the dying stages of this first half. So Kelly is standing over it. And Kankara too. I think Kankara might go for goal here. Kankara does. It's deflected. And it's found its way in.
And that's what you get for shooting there. Fantastic attempt. Keep seeing the little caught out. But again, that confidence to go for goal really does pay off.
We've been pushing for that in this first half. And it's Kankara, the skipper. It took a wicked deflection. I think it took a deflection off of Adebayo in the wall. Completely wrong-footed Owusu, who had no chance in making up the ground. And AC Milano at the dying stages of this first half take the lead against Baddoo in the FA Sunday Cup first round.
Nothing but deserved as well for Milano there. Been really good all game. Maybe lacked that final ball, but we've been talking about set pieces and our guess finally paid off there.
And that was literally the last kick of that first half pretty much in what has been a real cagey stop-start affair between these two sides. It's AC Milano who take the lead as we head into the break. Fingers crossed the rain eases off. And we anticipate a really, really entertaining second half of football. Milano with the lead at half-time. It's Baddoo 0, AC Milano 1. making a bit of a nuisance of himself, and he's done well there, the striker.
Yeah, not quite the San Siro, but stands are starting to fill a little bit. Always good to have some support from the crowd.
Certainly can make a little bit of an impact, maybe. Plenty of players picking up yellow cards in that first half as well, so quite a few do have to tread a little bit carefully. The Milano centre-half partnership do need to be a little bit careful, both of them already on bookings. Hassan Mohamed back towards Bibbon.
Yeah, you mentioned the yellow cards there. I've said the word confidence quite a lot today, and apart from the obvious risk that comes with having a yellow, that can knock confidence of a defender, because when you're going in for those 50-50s, you might pull out a little bit, which in turn might get you booked in itself. So you're not going into 100%, but also might lead to some more space for those Milano or for those Baddoo attackers.
And there is one of them Baddoo attackers doing his defensive work, Adijacum, but Milano back in possession once again with Bibbon driving down the heart of the pitch, but there's a slight little coming together there. Just a trailing arm that caught Sami Angerin. A little bit of discomfort, but I think he's going to be okay to carry on. Kankara, the goal scorer. Good header away by Ade. Just slightly over here, and Afsel can take his time over this one. It hasn't been the greatest of starts for Milano in the league so far. Drawn 1, lost 3. They have won in the Cup against Woodford Town. Now in the National Cup, the FA Sunday Cup first round, they find themselves 1 goal to the good. They've got some defensive work to do out on this right-hand side. And that one's going to deflect behind for a Baddoo corner. We've only played 5 minutes nearly of this first half, and already there's discussions with the referee. Ade getting involved there with Broadley.
Bit of a scrap in the box there. Referees had a busy afternoon.
And again, there's a delay. Only just kick-started this second half.
Phoebe seeming to call someone over from the bench for a drink of water before the corner starts there.
I think that was for Sami Angerin after that coming together earlier with Bibbon, potentially to help out. I think he got a little whack on the mouth. So getting a little bit of water just to freshen that up. And we'll see if the football can freshen us up as well with this set piece for Baddoo to whip this one in towards that penalty area. Ade is starting his run so deep. He's about 25 yards out by the time he's going to start making his run. Up against Broadley. Does make a decent run in towards that box as well. It's a good header away though by Broadley. And it's an opportunity for Milano with a counter-attack potentially, but fantastic work out on that left-hand side. That's really, really good play by Akin Kabi. Wins it back at the first attempt and draws the foul as well. He's in a bit of discomfort here from that challenge from Zakaraz.
Yet another promising free kick here. If we can get one of those good balls into the box, doesn't have to be pinpoint, just get it in that area. You always get those flick-ons, those knockdowns. Could be a good opportunity here for Baddoo.
They've started this second half really well, the team that find themselves 1 goal behind. Again, we have a slight delay. The referee has been a busy man so far this afternoon.
Yet another yellow card.
Going towards Kwam. He just needs to be careful here. His captain has come running over Gafobi. And I believe he has been sent to the sin bin here, Zach, for dissent. And he needs to be really careful to not get himself into more trouble. I don't think the sin bin potentially is in place. Seen it a few times, seen it in the FA Vars fairly recently. Players going off, picking up yellow cards for sin bins, but I think Kwam might be getting away with it.
I think it is a good rule to have. You never, well, you have a lot of those. Is it a yellow? Is it a red type fouls in football? But it seems to be still 11 men on the pitch, which is always a good thing.
Baddoo's free kick down. It's a good claim there by Afzal, claiming it confidently, making sure that ball doesn't bounce and skid up in front of him. Pumps that one down towards where Broadley can go and give chase, and it's some fantastic defending at the back in the end.
Really well won there. Always good of defenders to stay on their toes. You never know if a ball's going to run through, if your fellow centre-back's going to make a mistake. So, really sharp.
Jokum is in a promising position here for Baddoo. That's a clever intervention though. Here is Kofia. Travelled a long way from left back. Baddoo. Oh, the fancy flicks already starting to come out. Brings down his man for a moment, but there's no free kick given. That's given away by Hussein. Oh, and in a half-decent position here for Baddoo!
What a goal that was. Fantastic finish. You think it's run just past that far post. Really tight angle. Tough for him to finish, but Adejokum with a fantastic finish. Over the keeper's head, it seemed.
Just a slight, there's this little discussion there between referee and the linesman out on that far side, but it's a fantastic finish there by Adejokum. Just letting the ball run across his body and lifting it above Afzal. They've started this second half excellently, haven't they? And you've got to say it's thoroughly deserved for Baddoo.
Absolutely what they've needed coming out of that second half. We mentioned about taking more risks, and that's what happens. You get that goal back. Now let's hope it doesn't go back to being as cagey as it was first half. But I do think now with the game progressing a little bit, both sides will want to win it in the 90.
This game certainly has that energy, don't they? Doesn't it? Sorry. for Akinkabi to get us resumed once again. It's a fabulous finish, wasn't it, from Adejokum?
It was, and he had a lot of time to think about it as the ball came across his body there. And a lot of time with attacking players, sometimes the more time they have to think, the more difficult it becomes. But he had a good bit of composure there. Decided what he wanted to do. Here he is again, putting pressure on that defender. Really good second half for him, even apart from the goal.
Kokia did not want to be beaten at that time of asking. Afzal puts that one into touch and Baddoo can get play resumed. Adejokum again. And the men in black and pink suddenly look a lot more likely. Olateju's ball over the top. It's met by Zacharias Weil. Butkus pumping this one long. Milano just need to wave this storm that Baddoo are putting on them at the moment. We saw Baddoo do it in the first half, waving the Milano storm. It's now gone the reverse way, and we are going to see a couple of substitutions now for Milano. I believe coming off the field of play over there is Zaim Hussein. He won't be able to get himself on the score sheet. He's a player that does love a goal. And Broadley is also going to be the second substitution. So a couple of changes up top then for Milano. Can you understand that, Zach, giving them a little bit of a different threat up top?
Yeah, we've seen a few desperate long balls in the last couple of minutes. Maybe they want a bit more control, or on the other hand, someone who can win those. As I said before, they'll want to try and score sooner rather than later. Already seen now the substitute with a good bit of hold-up play, chesting that down.
Brown, one of them substitutions. We'll give you confirmation of the second substitution in just a moment. But here is Olateju trying to move forward. Good interception down that left-hand side. Adejokum again. Kwam, good feet. Trying to roll through. Adejokum in behind, but it's good defending by Kankara, using his body very nicely.
Really good from Kwam there. Fantastic turn, like you said. And also that willingness to drive into space before releasing the ball. Considering his options. See a lot of players who, when they receive it, they want to get rid as soon as possible, but seems very confident in his abilities there.
Meets that one, but driving through the gears is Bunzer on this left-hand side. He's worked his way into a decent position as well, Bunzer! And the flag was up in the end, I think. A good opportunity for Baddoo once again. Just shy of half an hour of normal time left to be played in this FA Sunday Cup first round. And now a nail-biting game. And here is Kelly. He's all alone. And he finishes nicely. There's complaints for offside, but the flag stays down. He's been everywhere all game and he's deserved the goal.
Great finish there from Kelly. Similar situation to the Baddoo goal, where he had a lot of time to think about it. Again, that 1v1 situation, you see a lot of strikers who have the keeper put them under that bit much pressure and overthink it, but again, very confident finish to the keeper's left. Slots it home. Looks like we have a game on our hands now.
They're complaining towards the linesman out on that far side because both centre-halves stepped up Ade and Gafobi, but I believe it was Green out on this far right-hand side, the right back, that played Kelly on. It's a fantastic ball in behind and a great run as well from the central midfielder. And he finished it like a striker, didn't he?
Absolutely, and that's always the risk with playing that slightly higher line. You can get caught out sometimes. But that's something they'd have known going into the game. Sometimes it can be worth taking that risk. Catching players out, catching strikers out. But not this time.
You just need to be careful there. I'm sure the Baddoo coaching staff and the Baddoo players will be watching that goal and repeat and seeing if Kelly was onside. I came to the conclusion fairly quickly that he was, but I bet that will be watched back numerous times. And we'll see if the linesman and myself are correct. Nevertheless, right now, Baddoo need to come from 1 goal behind once again. Milano looking to try and extend that 1 goal margin out on this right-hand side, and they've got a throw in right in front of that Baddoo dugout. Could lead to a really exciting last few moments of this game. Still plenty of football still to be played though, as there is Brown on the edge of the penalty area. Trying to create room for the shot is Brown. Good block in there in the end by Ade. But I believe it's handball actually. Not a good block in the end. And Milano get themselves a spot kick. Ade's complaining. But the referee had a good view of it. And he deems that handball and a Milano penalty.
Yeah, it seems to be explaining to the Baddoo defenders there that the arms are quite far away from the body. And there's that penalty we thought would happen back in the first half. Let's see if it can be slotted home.
Going to be Kankara from 12 yards up against Owusu to extend the margin for Milano. And it's a great penalty. Smashed into that bottom left corner. And there is that 2-goal cushion that Milano so desperately needed.
Look, they always say, pick your corner, stay with it. And when you do find that corner, keeper's not saving it. Because he chose that bottom left. Keeper went the right way. But again, when you have such a good penalty like that, then not much chance for the keeper. Opened up quite a gap for his side now. Baddoo have to do a lot of work in the rest of this game.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, Zach, isn't it? Owusu went the right way and he went early as well. But just the power and the precision on that bottom left corner. He stood no chance really in getting a hand on it. Here comes Adejokum looking to try and respond, but that crossing towards the penalty area isn't going to trouble Afza. And with 25 minutes to go, this game has completely been turned on its head.
Be interesting to see how their game plan adapts now, Baddoo. If they're willing to press a little bit more, be a bit more aggressive. Because they will need to be.
Yeah, I suppose it's how early do you go before you push men forward. So a little bit of a confusion there with whose throw on it is, and eventually Baddoo do get theirs. Do you take a centre half off and bring an attacker on, or do you put Ade further forward? We know he's got some height. A lot of questions that Baddoo have got to find the answers for. There is Ade trying to get involved, and he's gone in strongly on Akele, who is that second substitution for Milano. Here is the man that's on a hat-trick now from centre-half, Konkara. Travelled a long way with it, the skipper. Kelly, the other goal scorer.
Yeah, Ade showing his experience at the back. Here he is again.
He puts in a crunching challenge, doesn't he? And Akele responds. And this game's starting to get a little bit feisty.
Would not want to go into a 50-50 with Ade, I'll tell you that much.
Don't think you're the only one with that, Zach. Kwan trying to hold it up. He does draw the free kick from Hassan Mohammed.
Did really well there to draw that foul. Getting a good touch off and then getting his body between the ball and the defender.
Here is Mohammed. Him and Kelly being so involved in the centre of the park. Kelly more or less going everywhere as he's now starting to play left wing now. Trying to help out Baddoo, but it's good defending over there by Ade. Taking quickly with the throw on, back towards Baddoo. Advantage played. Baddoo gets crowded out. Zakaras. Konkara all the way back towards Afzal. And Milano suddenly look like they're playing with a lot of confidence now. Value switch of play. Oh, and it's a really nice ball as well. It's good defending over there by Akin Kabi. You can only turn it behind for a corner.
Really good to see Baddoo willing to use both feet there. Confident on his right. I think he is right-footed, but he's looked good on his left as well. That's such a big thing in football. If you can use both, then defenders don't know which way to show you. Here he is on the edge of the box. Quite a lot of space, actually.
He was screaming for it. He didn't get it, though. And it's the substitutes combining. A great ball in towards that penalty area. And a bullet header, and now Milano are in complete control of this FA Sunday Cup first round.
Yeah, it'd be very difficult for Baddoo to come back into this one. They did hold their own, and I'd say, like you said earlier, were the better side for the start of the second half, but seemed to have slipped a little bit. Milano done really well to regain control of the game, because we said, how soon will Baddoo attack as hard as they can? And I think it has to be now.
They've certainly got to release the taps, don't they? And drive forward. They've got a set piece now from a good 45, 50 yards out. Opportunity to potentially load the penalty area. The Milano coaching staff will certainly be happy with their substitutes and the substitutions they made. It was Brown's ball in towards that penalty area, met by Akele. It was a great header, wasn't it? Owusu couldn't get there. And they are making another substitution now. Butkus is making way. And coming onto the field of play is Hailu. Presume he'll go out on towards that right-hand side.
Good performance today from Butkus in that first half especially. Very comfortable on the ball. And he came over onto that right wing. Be interesting to see just how Baddoo throw the kitchen sink at it, if you will, if Milano keep that high line. Because they're not going to be able to just pump bodies into the box if Milano stay high.
No, there's a a lot to consider from a Baddoo perspective. But if you're a man in white, you just know, see this out and you'll be progressing to the second round of the FA Sunday Cup. This is the resulting free kick then in towards that penalty area. It's well met. Goes down there on the edge of the penalty area, complaining for a free kick. And I believe he has got it as well.
Yeah, rightfully so. Did come into that tackle a bit too eager. Won it well. And an even better crossing opportunity here. Could always shoot. He's not too far out. But I think Kwam will put this cross in. They need to be a bit more aggressive in those headers because they do have the height.
It is whipped in towards that box. It's away by Kelly quite nicely. And Milano have a number of players forward here. And they're trying to sniff out a fifth. Kelly can't quite get there, but it is going to be a Milano throw on this right-hand side. Solomon is another one of them substitutes that has been made by Baddoo. He's come on towards this right-hand side. That's part of the kitchen sink that is being thrown here, Zach. Getting some more attacking outlets up top.
Yeah, needs to be done. Absolutely needs to be done. But Milano seeming quite comfortable to sit on the ball, pass it around. Baddoo not really willing to press quite yet. Haven't had that trigger. But win it back anyway.
I anticipate Milano will be taking their time over all the throw-ons now going on. And when they're in possession, they're nearly in behind once again, but the flag has gone up from Kelly's pass. She's going slightly too early there, was Akale.
Yeah, I don't think there's much arguing about that one. He was, I think, a good 5 meters off there.
Maybe a little bit too keen after that goal from him just moments ago. Back in Cabby. He's trying to work that one through. Here is Brown for Milano. They do move the ball around well, don't they? AC Milano. Certainly a side playing with a lot of confidence now in this second half. This is exactly where commentators curse strikes and Baddoo nick one of these passes and sprint through and score, but we'll see what Kankara can do with this one. Plays it nicely to Kelly. It evades the challenge well. And there is Akale in behind. This to make it 5-1, and he's just trickled wide. But it was simple enough from Milano, who were patient, working the ball nicely, and nearly made it 5-1.
I'm sure Baddoo would have liked him to square that one there, but I think he is well within his right to have a shot. Some good football there. You mentioned them being comfortable sitting on the ball, having some possession. That's what you need when you have these Astro pitches, because you can do that. And that's not something you have all the time in Sunday League. Played on many pitches in my time, seen many a pitch in Sunday League that are not flat, to say the least.
The odd molehill there to bump the ball on its way. Certainly Milano have been given the opportunity, and they've certainly been exploiting it in this second half. They rode that Baddoo storm, and Baddoo need to brew up a second one in the last 15 minutes or so of normal time. Plus we'll have a bit of stoppage time as well at the end of this game.
Seems to be quite a bad injury there. He's been carried off the pitch. Hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, it just looked like there was a coming together with Akale, who went for the strike. Fingers crossed. I believe that is green over there. Have to wait and see exactly what it is for that. Baddoo reduced to 10 momentarily. Another chance here from a free kick from a long way out. Slight bit of confusion whether or not to pump this one long or try and keep moving the ball forward, and that confusion has led to a really poor pass. And now Baddoo can race forward here for AC Milano once again. It's Baddoo from distance. It's a fantastic save though from Owusu, but the danger isn't cleared. Baddoo once again trying to knock it back towards Hailu. Here's Kelly. Hailu has got a man behind him. Hassan Mohammed. Brown creating some room for himself, and it's a clever ball over towards Kelly, who's in an offside position, but that was a great chance there for Baddoo, Zach.
Yeah, had that 3v2 opportunity, but never seemed to want to use his other two players. Seemed like he was trying to work that shot from the second he got the ball, and rightfully so. He had a good shot, forced the keeper into making a great save. Looking for his goal today, he's been very good, very confident on the ball.
I think this is going to be the forced Baddoo change. About 10 minutes or so to play.
Good defensive work twice there, winning the ball back.
They've done very well, haven't they? And Baddoo with the strike. Game, set, match, AC Milano. Surely now they'll be advancing into the next round of the FA Sunday Cup.
He has deserved that goal. Just talking about him earlier. Does really well to firstly read that long ball from the keeper to win that header, and then win it back again after a slightly heavy touch from the defender. Takes his man on well, and then a fantastic finish in that bottom corner. Really good goal. He seems to be coming straight off the pitch after that.
His last action of the day is a fantastic right-footed effort into the bottom left corner. He's replaced by Francis Riley, who scored recently for AC Milano against Woodford Town in a 4-2 away win in the Corinthian Cup. It would be a miracle now if Baddoo are able to find a result in this game. I think you called that absolutely spot on. There's Zach for Baddoo, who's departed the field of play now. He deserved the goal. He's been looking so promising all day on both wings, and finally cut inside on that right foot of his and finished nicely.
Yeah, top performance from him. Not to live up to for the substitute, but let's see if he can do something here on the left wing. Good touch there.
Yeah, Francis Riley. Oh, and it's worked its way all the way through. And for a moment, Owusu, he's going to have an absolute howler there, but eventually he covered up the second attempt.
Yeah, that's what happens when you put that ball into that, and they call it the corridor of uncertainty, just in front of that keeper there. Can sometimes have a little mistake. Always good to be ready at that back post.
Baddoo looking to try and race forward, but once again, it's good defending at the back there by Bibbin, who has been absolutely excellent since that yellow card. It's going to be a Baddoo thrown out on that left-hand side.
And a bright start for that left winger, that Dwayne Francis Riley for Milano. Bit of a different approach to Baddoo, a bit more direct. Something different for the Baddoo defenders to think about.
Quite keen to try and have a run at them. That is going to be a Milano free kick to the frustration of Baddoo. Ten to 6 on a Sunday evening, and the floodlights are now beaming down. We're certainly heading into them chillier autumn and winter months. Already seeing a few thermals and gloves now on show. And there is going to be another substitution for AC Milano. Zakaras comes off, and he's been really impressive all day in right back. Andy Latzis is the man that's come on that right-hand side. Hassan Mohammed trying to roll through in behind Francis Riley. Trying to get his footing as Francis Riley, and he's put it across that 6-yard box. And it's so simple for AC Milano. 6-1 up now, Zach. That's surely got to be curtained as Akale with a nice finish.
It is, and it's a striker's goal. The winger has done a lot of the work there. But again, it's not a goal if the striker's not in that position, waiting for the ball to come in, anticipating that any moment could drop to him, and there it is. Makes a good run. That's a really good assist across the box from Francis Riley. And I think it's safe to say that it will be Milano progressing to the next round. Probably could have said that about 20 minutes ago, but better late than never.
Looking for a 7th here with Francis Riley on that left-hand side. Hassan Mohammed giving away possession. And it's going to be Milano throwing on this left-hand side. Coffee over to go and take this one. We promised you goals. We knew goals would come. We had to be patient for the first one, coming at the very end of that first half, but they've come thick and fast in this second. Baddoo did equalise, but Milano have really run away with it. Essentially, Baddoo can get a consolation, you'd feel, at this stage.
I do hope so. I think they deserve it. I wouldn't say 6-1 reflects particularly well on them, but I think they've played better than the scoreline suggests. As you said, we had to be patient in that first half, but floodlights came on, floodgates opened, and maybe we'll see some more.
Took the words right out of my mouth there, Zach. It doesn't feel like a 6-1 type of affair. Certainly, Baddoo have had some really good moments. As Milano have been clinical in this second half and taken their chances really, really well.
Maybe just a bit of fatigue setting in Baddoo's side. Milano have seemed a bit more fresh, a bit sharper in the second half since the Baddoo goal, actually.
it was almost like a bit of a wake-up call for them that Baddoo were definitely in this game and they were trying to take it to them. But Milano responded. The substitutes have done really, really well since coming on. Hassan Mohammed once again riding the challenge. There is Kankara. Very rarely do you see centre-halves get 2 goals, but he's got 2 to his name, both from set pieces, but 2 goals nevertheless. Flank is up over on that far side for a Milano free kick. Here is Francis Riley going once again with that direct approach. Kelly gives it away though.
I'd say space in the midfield has been quite a theme in this game. You saw Francis Riley there with about 20 metres to run into. It was an issue in the first half for Baddoo and for Milano actually. Yeah, very, very open in the middle of the park at times.
We're ticking down to the final couple of minutes of normal time here. Zach, there have been plenty of impressive performances, but I'm going to ask you, who do you think should be man of the match in this game?
The goal topped it off, but even without the goal, I think Akiwo Baddoo has been fantastic. First half on that right wing, he was really good cutting inside, despite being right-footed apparently. But even when he went to that left wing, he just shone, seemed really versatile, really direct, really confident. Been a theme throughout the entire game, and then, yeah, a fantastic goal to finish it off. So Baddoo, I think, would be my man of the match.
His last touch of the ball today was smashing it into that bottom left corner, and he's our man of the match in this FA Sunday Cup first round.
A real willingness to work as well. A lot of situations in that first half where he would track back and help out Zakaras on that right-hand side before he moved over. And then again, winning the ball back before his goal. It's good to see.
You don't get that from wingers often, do you? Certainly putting in the hard yards, willing to do a lot for the team. Solomon is trying to do that here for Baddoo, putting a one-man press on at the moment. Kankara. Potentially one more for Milano, but Kelly can't quite get there. Potentially they will be able to get one more, as this one has worked its way in towards that penalty area, and the shot comes in from Francis Riley. Never really seemed to set himself. He's really taking his time over that goal kick. Mohamed's ball in towards Kelly. Nice turn. Chipping it in towards that far post. Just trying to squeeze it in at the near, but it's a decent parry behind by Owusu, and it's going to be a Milano corner.
Yeah, they still seem hungry to go and get that next goal. That's always a good thing. More goals, the more confidence you have. More confidence, the more goals you score.
Oh, he's pulling towards that penalty area. Kelly was rising! And Kelly was scoring. Milano 7. Baddoo 1.
Really good run from Kelly there. Loses his man early. That's the first thing you need to do as a centre-back or as any player trying to score from a corner. Lose your marker. Read the flight of the ball really well. It's a great ball put in. And I do hope Baddoo can get one back. As we said before, I do think they've played quite well for the most part today. Not as good as Milano, and it's difficult to say when you lose by such a large margin, but Milano just been in complete control since that Baddoo goal.
If this does end 7-1, it won't be the most famous 7-1 in footballing history. I think Germany and Brazil can certainly lock that one up, but AC Milano do lock this one up. They will advance through to the next round of the FA Sunday Cup in convincing fashion with a fabulous second half display. Zach Anani joining me today on this one. Zach, it was an incredibly entertaining game of football. We were promised goals and AC Milano certainly delivered them.
They did, and they did in abundance. Some really good quality goals as well. Not many scrappy ones, some good finishes. Really good header from Kelly for that last one. It's been a pleasure.
No, an entertaining game. Do hope you have enjoyed coverage of this one in the FA Sunday Cup. I've been Lewis Henderson, joined by Zach Anani. Full time then, here in the FA Sunday Cup first round. Baddoo 1, AC Milano 7.